Hey, beautiful people, it's Rakita, and I'm back with another video slash podcast, you guys. Don't forget, this is going to be on YouTube, but you guys also going to be on all the podcast platforms. So today, you guys, we have Carl Vilsey. I had to ask him what's his last name. I'm like, how do you say that? But it's Carl Vilsey, you guys, and he is with EXP Realty. Now, I always talk to everybody. We always, get acquainted before our interview, and he has so much information for you guys. I'm just so excited. Don't forget, I'm out in Florida. He's out in Florida, but he's in Fort Lauderdale. But I'm gonna let him get into all the good information, you guys. And he is talking about how his market is so hot. So he's gonna give us a lot of tips when you're in a hot market, what you need to do. So thank you so much for being on my podcast and accepting this interview today, also.
Thank you so much, Rita.
Yep, you're welcome. You're welcome. So tell us a little bit about yourself before we get into all the juiciness.
Got it. Hey guys, so my name is Carl Vilsey. I'm a local realtor here in South Florida. Been a realtor for about a year and a half now, and helped about 7 clients within that time frame. And I looking to help more people.
That's perfect. That's perfect. Now, when you said you helped those 7 clients, what type of clients are you actually helping?
Well, it was a mixture of 2, which was renters and buyers so far, and now I'm focusing my business on helping sellers, but that doesn't mean I won't help buyers.
Okay.
If the buyer comes and they're qualified, they're serious for the journey, of course I'll help them. A client is a client. Relationship, long-term relationship is a long-term relationship. I don't turn down any business that's worth proceeding.
Yeah, and then you know what? People always say, well, I like to focus on listings. And it's like, I would want to mess with an agent that, I would want that person that has the listing. I would want them that has all the listings anyway, because now you have the inside scoop, you know what's going on. And if you can, well, actually in Florida, you can't do both. You can't be the listing agent and the sellers, the listing agent and the buyer's agent, correct?
You can be, yeah, you can be both. So
You,
in a
you
sense of
can't be both?
yeah. So if you have the listing, you can bring a buyer, and you can be it'll be the transaction.
Okay.
Transaction. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. See, look, you can help them out, and that'd be better too. Because tell us a little bit about your market, like what's going on in Fort Lauderdale.
Well, I mean, yeah. Let's just stick with that one market. Well, we're part of the South Florida market. I know a lot of people. It consists of West Palm Beach, Fort Lauderdale, Miami, just to name the top cities.
Yes.
And one thing I can say, just to start out with the small, not small, but just start out with level 1. I've been receiving a lot of rental requests, and a lot of people are saying, "Hey, I'm looking for a rental property." The leases are coming up, and the one thing I tell them is, if someone asks me, "Hey, I'm looking for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath for 1,500, washer and dryer," it's I believe it or not, it's actually tougher than it was last year. Inventory it's small. The inventory is still small. We still haven't seen a jump when it comes to the rental inventory. But now if you're looking for 2,000-3,000, that's a different inventory. But I usually help people that's just looking for a regular 1-bedroom, 1-bath, 2-bedroom, 2-bath. And last year between last year and this year, when I help out those 7 clients, some of those clients were rental clients.
And there's so many people out there with debt, so much debt, you guys, that they can't even get a car, they can't get a mortgage, they can't even get a credit card. Like, I mean, a $200 credit card. Some people can't even get a secure credit card. So that's why I created my exclusive credit membership, and it's only $1, you guys. So my exclusive credit membership, you guys will actually get the letters to delete bankruptcies, charge-off, repossessions, any negative account that you have in your credit reports. I have the letter so you guys can get that deleted. But guess what? Just because you guys are a part of my exclusive membership, you can get all those letters. But say if you don't want to do all that work, I have it so that you guys can get free credit repairs. So that means I will actually start working to help you remove these accounts from your credit reports. And look right here, look all the results that my clients are getting. So definitely remember, you guys can join my exclusive membership for just $1. And I'll have that link down below. Or you guys can text SCORE 21,000 and you guys will have that link. So I'll see you guys in my exclusive membership.
And it was easy. It was the normal process. I send them the list, followed up, making sure that they're receiving the consistency when it comes to the emails. And if they said, "Hey, I like this property," okay, great, let's go check it out. And I was able to submit the offers and because I'm the agent that I'm not just going to submit an offer and call it a day. So I would have been able to, what I did was I sent out a letter stating, okay, here's how the client is. etc.
You sent out a letter for them?
Not a letter, but the application that I made them fill out, it had a small section when it says about yourself.
Okay.
And what another thing I did was I called the agent. I said, hey, I have a single mom with 2 kids. The credit score, it's not the best, but she's working on it. Income is, about that 2 times the rent, 3 times the rent income. Can we make it happen? And I was able to help out the clients like that last year. Come this year, it's definitely what we're dealing with is bigger pockets.
Okay.
Deep, as people say, it's deeper pockets. Like I said, people are coming from New York. They're paying $4,000 for a 2-bedroom. I mean, for a loft, her studio.
Yes.
They come down to Florida, South Florida, and they just have to pay what, $1,800, $2,000.
And the weather.
Yeah, and the weather is beautiful. So that's when it comes to the rental market.
Okay, so in a rental market right now, it's just bananas. So everybody gotta get prepared to pay more.
Yeah.
In a rental market. And that's the same thing where I'm at too, like Orlando, Tampa, those different type of areas, you guys. If you're looking to move to those areas, is busy like that too. You should have got in there earlier, but like, especially since it's going to start getting cold up north, they're going to start coming down. So you guys have to think about that. So it's wild right now, and it's going to get wilder if you ask me. Now, what about if people want to buy? Like, is the market that wild when you want to buy?
One thing I can say when it comes to when you want to buy is expectations.
Yes.
The biggest thing that changed was expectations. Because last year, what 350 could have gotten you, it's not the same this year. 350, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, remodeled, that's realistic. 350 now, am I saying it's impossible? No, it's not impossible. But you have to remember one thing. If it's 350, in my opinion, everything below 400,000, really competitive. Now, once you start hitting 800, 900, million, that's a different market.
Okay.
If you're at 100,000 to 450, 400,000, it's a dog war. Yeah, it's a dog fight out there.
How can they win? How can they win when they're in that type of market? Because we know it's wild. And when I say wild, you guys, I mean like y'all gotta get ready to fight. Basically, y'all gotta have everything in order. Y'all gotta make sure y'all have everything saved up. Y'all gotta try to put down as much as y'all can too, because sometimes you try to do these no money down things and things like that. It's kind of going to be harder depending on what type of loan type you have. What can they do to make sure that they win when they go after these different homes?
Well, it's a combination of both. One thing I say is it's a combination of the realtor stepping up to be a realtor. And the buyer stepping up to be a buyer and listening to, okay, hey, when a realtor tells you this is what I will recommend, you should have different options when it comes to going to the battle. Can I say, hey, you can just write offers and hopefully you get something accepted? You can do that. But I know one of the tips that I would recommend, when it comes to you interviewing other realtors, I've heard other realtors. I mean, I've done it personally too. You will call the listing agent and you will introduce yourself through that relationship and take it from there. So one tip I can say is realtor have to step up the A game, buyer have to step up the A game. If there's an open house that's happening, don't just send your buyer by themselves. Come with the realtor, develop that relationship, and if the listing agent is there, that's your chance. It's all about your chance to get in front of that listing agent, because if you build that rapport with the listing agent and they vouch for you with the seller, with the seller, then you have a chance. So one thing I can say is, one, make sure your documents are intact. Because I did slip up and I made a mistake. I didn't pre-qualify someone. I got a referral actually from Orlando. I thought it was pre-approved, but find out it was pre-qualified. So that's the thing. Make sure it's the right document.
So you rather them be pre-approved and not pre-qualified. Pre-approved meaning they got all your documents. Yeah. They know for sure.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, because the thing is, it's about time. It's about time. 1 minute, you're looking at properties that if it's priced right, especially between that 100,000 to 450, if it's priced correctly, it's gone within a week.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, so they need to be pre-approved. So be pre-approved. And when you're going to open houses,
keep in mind too, like I remember, a while ago, you can just go to open house. It may still be there. You can take your time.
Yes.
But when you go to open house, most likely, if you're not there with your realtor, you need to call your realtor right away so your realtor can connect with that listing agent. But then understand too, y'all still got to do a walkthrough on that property. And if you can, ask your realtor, can they actually go and look at that property with you? But first, get pre-approved. Pre-approved. That means you turn in all your documents first.
Yes, correct. Okay. Yeah, that's the one thing I say is have the armor, have the shield to go into buy it, because if you go in saying, "Hey, I'm just looking around,"
they don't care.
You don't have a chance, because you got to think about it. There's other buyers that want it more than you,
and they're ready.
And they're ready. Oh, they'll sign the papers right there and then. Somebody's want to buy the property right there. But that's the one that I can totally say is get pre-approved, listen to your realtor, and making sure that you guys show up to the properties together, because you never know what you're going to get accepted for.
Don't forget, you only need a 580 credit score to buy a home. Some people can go all the way down to a 500 credit score. So all I want you to do is go ahead and click that link for my home buying program, and I'll help you step by step find a mortgage broker or find a bank to actually give you the money to get a loan, and then I'll connect you with one of my partners in the United States. So I don't care where you at. I don't care if you're in Georgia, Texas, Florida, Wisconsin. I don't care where you at. You can even be in Cali. Go ahead and click that link and join my home buying program.
But the least you can do is get in front of the listing agent.
Okay.
If the listing agent is there, get in front of the listing agent. Because the thing is, as a realtor, a lot of times it's our fault that we're not doing enough for the client. It's not it's our fault for not following up with the listing agent, not being different, because you got to think about it. The listing agent, he or she is getting dozens of emails for offers. So what makes your offer unique? It's all about what makes your offer unique. And it's like, okay, they're going through the email. Or they're like, oh yeah, Carl said they're going to send an email. Boom, here's the email. Let me put it as an option for the sellers. And then you just take it from there. I don't know what else you can do. I can give you all the tips and advice, but there's still a chance. That's what real estate is. There's still a chance. Nothing's guaranteed, even if you go on the contract. I mean, something you guys can not negotiate on the correct price and in the contract. So that's my
anyway, what do you mean by not negotiate on the right price? What can go wrong?
Well, quick example, dealing with a buyer back in May, and I had to convince them that, not convince them, but I had to show them that, hey, this is a great deal. Only thing you have to do is come out $5,000 out of pocket, because the price that the seller had it for was $280. Appraisal came in at $270. So that's a $10,000 difference. And I called the listing agent. I'm like, okay, hey, what are you going to do? What is your sellers? Where are they proposing? Because I know they don't want 270, they wanted 280. And the sellers were like, okay, we'll do 275. So now it's up to me to motivate my buyers to say, okay, this is a great deal. Market, because $5,000 out of pocket back in May, that's a steal, because you're looking at buyers that were paying 30, 40, 60,000 out of pocket.
So, and when you say out of pocket, they're paying, so, like when you're in the Florida market, you're paying more than what the house is appraised at. So like in his example, you guys, that property was worth $270, but they're going to pay $10,000 more.
5,000. Yeah. So so we ended up paying $275. So they had to. So the out of pocket pretty much means when you're clear to close, like when you're going to the closing table, that's what you're going to wire. So I pretty much had to tell them, hey, you're going to have to wire $5,000 extra on top of the fees and costs.
And why was it only 5,000 instead of 10?
Because we met in the middle. Yeah. So so thankfully the buyer, they're realistic. The buyer was realistic, seller was realistic, and we're able to meet in the middle. But that didn't come with any obstacles and hurdles that I had to overcome to make sure, it's all about leadership. You have to lead the buyer to making the right decision. Because I know they wanted the property. Yeah, because they were having a new family. They were making a new family. So it's the property that they wanted. They fell in love with it. But I still had to motivate them to make that decision.
So even though they offered the 280, the appraisal came in at 270.
Correct.
the seller must have dropped the price and say, hey, instead of giving us 280, give us 275. Is that what happened?
Yep. And
Okay.
yeah, and so we were able to agree. It was last minute. Thankfully, I put the closing date 30 days after, and we're able to close right on time. So that
Okay,
was
perfect.
that was great. Yeah, it was a great experience. We didn't.
That's not bad either. Extra 5,000 because even it's gonna end up going up in value.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Especially if you plan on staying there.
Yeah, townhome in a hot community, so it's definitely gonna go up within the next 5 years.
Okay, perfect. I know that you said that we were kind of talking before, you guys. I know you said that you participated with another realtor and y'all had an open house. And how many people did you say came to the open house?
70, 80. I mean, just to give you numbers, majority of the people had realtors. So, you know, when someone come in, they're like, oh, I'm with my realtor. It's either the realtor are there, or they'll tell me already have a realtor. And so majority of the people that came in had realtors.
Okay.
And the first day we had at least 4 agents that were stationing the different parts of the house.
Okay.
And I was still able to walk away with about a dozen raw leads within those 2 days.
Okay.
Yeah. So it had to be about 70 people that just walked through, looked at the property, and it was a mixture of people not having a realtor not being there, and having a realtor that was there. So it was just a combination of those 3 things.
Okay. And what about,
I was still able to walk away with business.
Yeah, so for the people, so I want to make sure that people like this going into this competition, they kind of know what's going out there, know what's out there. I know you said that it's best that they come with their realtor. So out of the people that came with their realtor, how many of those people were actually pre-approved?
I wouldn't know that, but yeah, I wouldn't know that because I know when I host open house, I don't usually get into the nitty gritty when it comes to their, you know, what they have set up. What I usually ask them is, what are you looking for? Paint that picture of, okay, is this a legit buyer or are they just walking around? Because within that 70 people that I told you that came through the open house, some were neighbors. So that's why I asked them, like, hey, you know, what are you doing? What are you looking for? Is this the property that you're looking for? Because I don't want to get into the, oh, are you pre-approved? For how much? Unless I see there's that potential and you're not working with a realtor, then I'll ask that question. But if you already actually, hey, because what I usually ask is, who's the players on your team? You know, what's your realtor's name? What's your loan officer name? Have you already started the process? Mm-hmm. And I just take it from there. If they say yes, they have a realtor, then I just keep it normal, breeze, and tell them, hey, do they like any features when it comes to house? So I don't go into details when they have a realtor because I respect the relationship they have with their realtor.
Okay, so because I want to make sure, I really want to aim this around the people that's trying to buy. Okay. Like if you're trying to buy, I want them to know their competition. So if you guys go to this open house, don't be too scared because some of them could be the neighbors, like you said. Some was the neighbors. He don't know who's actually approved. Now, did anybody put an offer on this property already? Is it under contract?
So probably sold already. Yeah, it's already sold because we did the open house 2 weeks ago, and the first day we got about a dozen offers, and the next day,
that's what I want to know. Okay.
Yeah. But the thing is, don't let the number scare you.
Oh my gosh, you guys, look at these results that one of my clients got just from opening a self account. Now this self account is amazing. So I have this account also. I paid $48 per month, and then after a year they send me all my money back. But you know the best part, I'm saving money, and then they're reporting to the credit bureaus, all 3 credit bureaus every month that I'm paying on time, which is really boosting my credit score, you guys. So definitely, if you don't have a self account right now, it's an installment account, your credit score is really low, get that self account. You're going to be so happy that you did it.
Because last year I actually helped another realtor in my last brokerage because I came from Coldwell Banker Realty. Mm-hmm. I helped another realtor, and a lot of realtors actually don't put the correct terms in the offers.
Oh yeah.
So they won't put the correct definitions, etc., and it'll be invalid. Probably, you know, there's things you have to do correct, and that's why you have to choose your realtor carefully because it's a serious game. When you're in the game, it's serious. You know, I know a lot of people think we just show houses and call it a day, but the process is serious. We can laugh, we can joke around, but once it's time to get something done, we're on a timer.
Yeah, we are.
It's a timer. That's the next thing I want to tell buyers out there. there's a time. It's not a lot. I would me what I usually say is I'm not gonna laugh during the process until we close out, and then we go like, wow, what a great transaction, learned a lot. Hope you guys enjoy your new home. Because during the process, I mean, during the transaction, I have to make sure that everyone's on the same page because I'm the quarterback. So yeah, that's the thing. I'm the quarterback of the transaction. You have to make sure buyers are doing their thing. I'm contacting everyone. If I need to get information regarding utilities to set you up for your new home, I'm doing that and providing it to you. But I need that. I need that extra. It's a commitment. You know, real estate is not like selling a car, because I helped a friend sell 2 cars in 1 month, and that was just between Carvana and the dealership. But that's a car, and with selling a car is just you get an appraised price, you get a check, and that's it. With a home, there's a process. There's about 7 to 10 people in that process, and you just want to make sure that you listen to your realtor.
Okay, perfect. And the question I always ask the realtors is, name a situation where your buyer was not about to close. Like, y'all already have it under contract, but something went wrong. But you were able to help that buyer and y'all close. But you kind of went over that already when you talked about that person, basically with that praised home.
Yep. Yeah. So with that one too, it was a lot of obstacles. It was a lot of hurdles. That's going back to what I just said. It's not a joke until we close.
Yes.
Until we close, we can laugh about the process. But in the process, it's all about saying the correct thing at the correct time to get the correct result. And so besides having to motivate them to go $5,000 out of pocket, I had to make sure that their home insurance was good. So the one thing that a lot of people don't know is I have to make sure that what they're going to pay at closing is correct.
Yes.
So I would wake up, I would check the email before I make my calls. And I'm like, what's going on? So I have to hop on the phone, making sure, okay, let's fix this now. Like, you have to be assertive. So throughout that one transaction, you have to be assertive, and that's how you grow as one human being, and 2 as a realtor. Because this is when people say, "Hey, I've gained experience." Yeah, you gain experience because you seen the
and even the buyers.
Say that one time for me.
And even buyers, you guys will gain like so much knowledge. You guys, and after your experience, everybody's situation is different. But if you have a cousin, you can be like, "Hey, listen, this is what's gonna happen." Yes. You'll know. And you can tell people like the different things you're going to go through, because it can be a unique situation.
Oh yeah, correct. Just to add one more tip, I tell people, when people say, why do I need a realtor? And at the end of the day, the one thing I realized regarding that one particular transaction is it's anxiety. Yeah. Like, if you having a realtor, you divide your stress. You're working 9 to 5, you're at your job. You don't want everybody. Imagine if the lender, the title person, the inspection guy was calling you, and you didn't have time for that. So what you do is you hire the realtor to facilitate the transaction. So then when the realtor needs something from you, you're like, okay, great. I can do after that. Yeah, I can do after work. I can send you a quick text. If the realtor needs information, I can go to the restroom and do that. But you can't go to the restroom at work and fix all the problems that a realtor actually did to make sure that the transaction was on pace to close. So that's the one thing I want people to remember is it's anxiety. The realtors, believe it or not, we hide a lot away from you guys to make sure that, and not a bad way. We're not gonna.
It's just we put out fires without you knowing about the fires.
We are the firefighters of the transactions, because we want to make sure that 1, you get your home that you're looking for, and 2, that we go through the finish line. Because if we don't, then we just have to start over.
Yes. And I always tell people too, when you're a buyer, I would never think, should I get a realtor or not? The seller is paying for your realtor. Yeah. Most likely you're probably not going to pay anything out of pocket to your agent at all.
No.
So it's a no-brainer. Why not get one? It's already appointed to you in a way, in terms of that money. That money is set aside for you, in terms of that's going to be your agent's money. So you don't have to worry about that. The person that's selling the home is going to have money for their agent and your agent. They already talk about how much they're going to actually pay both agents before you even come in.
Correct.
And the agent is going to know how much they're going to get paid for this property too. So don't even, if y'all trying to buy a house, just get an agent. Definitely get an agent, and it's free to you guys. Now sometimes you may pay a small fee, but that will be paid at closing. So, everybody is different. Sometimes you don't pay a fee at all, and sometimes you will pay a fee, but it's going to be paid at closing, and it's going to be with your down payment. So you definitely need an agent. Don't think for a second you don't need an agent.
Correct.
That's like trying to go to court in a case. That's because this is a big investment, you guys. So definitely get you a realtor. But I am so happy you was able to come here and tell us all of the craziness in the market, and also give us a lot of great tips so that people would know what's going on, especially like in the Florida market. People would know what's going on. They could be prepared for it. They'll be prepared and they'll know what they need to do. So thank you so much for coming on. And how can everybody follow you?
Well, you guys can follow me on social media. My Instagram is Carl Vilsey Realtor. So that is CarlVilce Realtor. So Carl Vilsey Realtor. And then my Facebook is just Carl Vilsey. So it'll be CARL space VILCE.
All righty. Well, thank you so much. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
There's so many people out there with debt. So much debt, you guys, that they can't even get a car. They can't get a mortgage. They can't even get a credit card. Like, I mean, a $200 credit card. Some people can't even get a secure credit card. So that's why I created my exclusive credit membership. And it's only $1, you guys. So my exclusive credit membership, you guys will actually get the letters to delete bankruptcies, charge-off, repossessions, any negative account that you have in your credit reports. I have the letter so you guys can get that deleted. But guess what? Just because you guys are a part of my exclusive membership, you can get all those letters. But say if you don't want to do all that work, I have it so that you guys can get free credit repair. So that means I will actually start working to help you remove these accounts from your credit reports. And look right here, look all the results that my clients are getting. So definitely remember, you guys can join my exclusive membership for just $1. And I'll have that link down below. Or you guys can text SCORE 21,000 and you guys will have that link. So I'll see you guys in my exclusive membership.